things off this week here on Capital TV, a matchup between Lee Walker and Mike Mendoza. Lee Walker made his LDN Capital TV debut just 2 weeks ago here on Capital TV. Back in the All Saints Arts Centre in Totteridge, he took on the former councillor Jonathan Hardwick and defeated Hardwick in his debut. A very impressive outing for the young man Lee Walker, a man who served his country in Iraq, a former paratrooper. He was able to get a victory over Jonathan Hardwick, but how will he fare over Mike Mendoza? Mendoza, one of the most well-respected members of the LDN roster, a very accomplished athlete in his own right. He is in fantastic shape as always. And I think both of these men are looking forward to the challenge here tonight on Capital TV.
And his opponent from South London, please welcome Mike Mendoza!
And a great ovation there for Mike Mendoza, one of the true stalwarts of LDN. A man who has been a perennial contender for every championship going. However, unfortunately for him, has never quite won the big one. Nonetheless, still a hugely respected member of the LDN roster, a big fan favourite here. And the bell rings and this matchup is underway. And Lee Walker, a man who served in Iraq, going toe-to-toe with Mike Mendoza. He didn't back down from Saddam Hussein, and he's not backing down from Mendoza. They are going at it, collar and elbow. Nice lock-up there from these two men. Mendoza just forcing Walker back into the corner. And I have a sneaking suspicion these two men are going to be very well matched indeed. Similar size-wise, I think Mendoza's just got a couple of inches on Walker, but nonetheless, they've got a very similar wrestling style. Both men big on the power moves. A lot of natural strength for both of them. And indeed, it is the slightly smaller Walker who has got Mendoza on his knees at this stage. And let us not forget, fans, coming up later in the hour, the LDN British Championship will be defended right here in the main event of Capital TV, as Yorgos puts his belt up on the line against the former champion, the notorious John Ritchie, or Gentleman John, as he prefers to be known now. Another lock-up here, and neither man really getting the upper hand in this matchup, showing just how evenly matched they are. And believe it or not, it's the smaller Lee Walker who seems to have the strength advantage, certainly in the early goings. Mendoza looking to reverse the momentum there. And Lee Walker in a bridge, using his natural strength and quickness to go behind. He's got that full Nelson on. That's actually a move that Mike Mendoza likes to use himself. And Mendoza showing him how it's done. Nice reversal. And nicely escaped there. Falls back into the move. And Walker with a nice side headlock. And again, it's like these two men have known each other for years. They are matching each other move for move. Big shoulder block there from Lee Walker. Mendoza goes down. Up and over with a leapfrog and an arm drag. And now Mendoza back in that headlock. And so far, if anything, it's Lee Walker who's got the upper hand against the more experienced Mike Mendoza. Nonetheless, real back and forth action from these two young men here in the opening contest of this week's Capital TV, exclusively on the Fight Network, right here at the Drill Hall in Ware in Hertfordshire. As usual this week here on Capital TV, we will be bringing you the very best wrestling action the UK has to offer, including, of course, that big championship matchup later in the hour between the new champion Yorgos Christopoulos and the former champion John Ritchie. Yorgos, of course, defeated Ritchie just weeks ago here on Capital TV at the massive Legends Showdown event And he has already successfully defended the championship against Tex Benedict. He has vowed to be a fighting champion. And later tonight, the former champ gets his rematch here at the Drill Hall. But right now, Mike Mendoza's got his hands full with Lee Walker. And he's doing everything he can to keep him on the mat. Walker looking for that headstand escape. And I think he's going to get it. Very nicely done. Very impressively executed. And the two men just back off for a split second. A lot of mutual respect here between the two athletes. Both in tremendous condition. And this is a quality contest to kick things off here on this week's edition of LDN Capital TV. Walker with the takedown. And the former paratrooper looks to twist him over into that Boston Crab. And Mendoza doesn't want to get caught in that trap. Whips across the ring. Oh, big chop there to the chest. And another two send Walker down hard. And maybe it's just my imagination, but is this a more aggressive Mike Mendoza we're seeing here this week? Cover gets two. And Walker with the kick out. Mendoza keeps on him though. And a big suplex. He just hoisted the youngster right up in the air and planted him down. And again, just another two count. Walker back on those legs. And again, Mendoza knows exactly what he's going for and does not want to get caught. Takedown there from Mendoza. And these two men are just so evenly matched. Neither one has been able to score a decisive advantage so far in the matchup. A real seesaw contest, back and forth. Both men trading the advantage. Both men back up to their feet. And it looks to be Mendoza in control. But he gets whipped off the rope and across the ring, and he catches Walker with a nice clothesline on the way back. And again, another couple of stomps to the ribs of Lee Walker. And some harsh blows on the back. And frankly, that is quite unsporting from Mike Mendoza. A roll up there from Lee Walker. That could be all. And no, now he's got the legs tied up. But an inside cradle there from Mendoza. And again, both men so evenly matched. It's like they each know what the other one is thinking. And as I was saying, it might just be my imagination, but I think we are seeing a more aggressive Mike Mendoza than we have ever seen here before in LDN. Certainly those blows to the back of Lee Walker when Walker was on the ground, very unsporting. Another roll up there from Walker. The legs are down. He's tied up the legs. This time he might have it. He's looking for that figure four. Can't quite get it on. He can't quite hook it properly, but he's trying to get him in the middle of the ring, and now he's got it on. And now he's got it on, and we saw Mendoza just grab his face. He is in absolute agony. He rests his shoulders for the count of two, but he knows he can't let it down for another second. And Walker may well be seconds away from victory here. He's already 1-0. He'd love to get a second win here on Capital TV just a fortnight after his debut. But the pure strength of Mendoza, too much for Walker to overcome. And he uses his own brute force to reverse the hold. And fortunately for Walker, he was just close enough to that bottom rope to avoid getting trapped for too long. Mendoza with that big scoop slam that he's famous for. And he drops the elbow across the chest. And a second elbow for good measure across the jawline there. Maybe he's going to go for a third. And changes his mind and stomps the head. And now I'm not wondering, I'm absolutely certain this is a far more aggressive Mendoza. Big spear there, Walker goes down hard. And Mendoza is, quite frankly, I have not seen him so aggressive in many, many months. Hoists up Walker, goes for that running power slam. Walker puts the brakes on, rolls him up. There's the cover, and he gets it out of nowhere. A big win here for Lee Walker over Mike Mendoza. Very impressive indeed. And let's just take a look at that. Mendoza had Walker up in the air for that running power slam. Walker slid down the back and just rolled Mendoza up for that 3 count. And Lee Walker, the newcomer here in LDN, is 2 for 0. He defeated Jonathan Hardwick in his debut just 2 weeks ago. And now tonight scores a 2nd win over a frustrated Mike Mendoza. And Mendoza not taking this win in good grace, I have to say.